Hey everyone, welcome to this video about schedule planning, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Gantt chart. So the Gantt chart is one of the most famous tools when it comes to schedule planning, and it's basically a tool that gives us a task tracking perspective. So therefore it's very focused on the task itself. And the Gantt chart by definition is a bar chart of schedule information where activities are listed on the vertical axis, just like you see over here on the example on the column. Okay, so I'm just going to circle it to show you. So this is our tasks. All right, dates are shown on the horizontal axis, just like here. All right, and then the activities duration are shown as horizontal bars that are placed according to start and finish date. And here we have this section over here. All right, so the Gantt chart can be used as only summary level tasks, for example. In this case, it's what I'm doing. I have a project with 9 phases, so I'm just doing the duration of 9 phases. Or I can create it as well for all the detailed tasks of the project. And this tool will create a huge focus on tracking the progress at task and project levels, because this tool allows me, for example, to say, all right, first week of February, what are the tasks that are going on right now? What are the tasks that should be finished today? What are the tasks that should be started today? So in that sense, it's a very useful tool. And we should use this tool in two situations. We can use them for daily or weekly tracking to see what tasks have been completed, so on. But also we should only use this, and this is the important part, we should only use it when our estimates for our tasks are actually accurate. If you have tasks that your estimates are not accurate, then you should not be using the Gantt chart as your primary scheduling technique tool. So a complete Gantt chart can have obviously thousands of lines. Typically, a small project will have at least 100. There's a couple of different things that is important to know here. For example, a detailed task, all right, will show like you see over there as a bar, but a summary level task normally shows, for example, as a kind of a black line there. Okay, in this case I'm using the software called Project Libre, which hopefully later on I'll create a video about how to use it. And this phase or this summary task, what basically allows me to do is to say, all right, it's a summary of a collection of tasks. So for example, the one that I have here marked in the center is a collection of four different tasks, sorry, inside of them, which are represented inside this area that I just drew. And you can also represent milestones. Now, milestones is this kind of like close angle slash inclined square, and they just represent a specific date. So therefore, they have a duration of 0 days. And the software typically represents them as a dot or as a loose angle or as a square, something that indicates there's something important in this specific date. So to create a Gantt chart, typically what you need to do, first you list all your phases, okay? Then you list your summary and detailed tasks, okay? Finally, then for each one of the tasks, you set the duration for each one, and then you go and see, okay, what predecessors do I have? What relationship between tasks do I have? For example, task 3 can only be started after task 2. Task 4 can only maybe be started after task 1 and 3, and so on, so on. Then you have two options here. You start with the very first date, and then you start scheduling things forward, and you discover when's going to be the end date of the project. The other option you have is you start with the end date, and rather you kind of like backtrack, okay, to discover when is the latest day you can start the project and still finish the project by that day. Then you record your activity bars in the proper dates, and finally, as the project goes by, you can use, for example, different colors to indicate how things are going. For example, you can say that blue is a task that you did not start yet, yellow is a task that is currently on the way, red is a task that is delayed, and green is a task that is completed, for example. So a couple of hints and tips here. Gantt chart is the easiest project schedule chart to read and to understand, and most people know how to use it relatively easily. And different colors, like I mentioned, can give different information to your stakeholders or to your team. Gantt chart relies on accurate and precise estimates. So if you don't have that, you probably should not be using this tool as your primary scheduling technique. Inaccurate estimates in a Gantt chart will set very false expectations and can make your whole planning worthless. And you should not use this type of chart or this type of technique if you have what we call variable estimates, estimates that might change during the plan. And you should start with your summary level Gantt chart, and then you can create again Gantt charts for each one of the phases in case the phases have too many tasks inside of them to be able to create a massive Gantt chart itself. So to summarize, Gantt chart is a great tool and it's very easy to create. So indeed, I would recommend you that most of the times you're probably going to use it, but you should only use it when you actually have the necessary information, the precise information for each one of the tasks. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions.